How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse, and today we are going to be taking a deep dive into the new Nike Zoom Vaporfly Next Percent 2. Now, the Vaporfly series, it's been around for years, and the Vaporfly was really what changed the game in the marathon racing scene. It was the first shoe to offer that highly cushioned Zoom X cushioning, the carbon fiber plate. This shoe is a beast on the road, and before we dive into the latest version, I want to take a little bit of a step back and see what it took to get from that original version to the latest Vaporfly we see here. So starting off, we saw the Nike Vaporfly 4% release in 2017. We saw a lot of athletes using it as they came up in 2016 in prototypes, coming into the Rio Olympics, and then 2017 it officially launched. It had the Zoom X cushioning, the carbon fiber plate, 10 mil drop, and then going into 2018 we saw a small update. We got the Flyknit upper, still retained that same tooling to offer a very highly efficient design, but not huge changes. Going on into 2019, we saw the Vaporfly Next Percent. This was the original release of the Next Percent series, and it took inspiration from that original 4%, but it got a little bit more cushioning, specifically up in that forefoot. We just got even more Zoom X cushioning. It felt more responsive, still had that carbon fiber plate, a little bit more of an aggressive heel. We got the Vapor Weave upper, and then of course on the bottom we got added traction, a little bit sleeker of a design in the midfoot. Overall very similar to that Vaporfly inspiration we saw in the 4%, but just modified. Then moving into 2020, coming into the Olympic marathon trials, we got another surprise carbon plated racer from Nike, the Nike Alphafly Next Percent. Now, these two shoes both kind of lived side by side. Some runners were still using the Vaporfly Next Percent, but some people preferred the Alphafly Next Percent. Now, the Alphafly had even more cushioning. It had those Zoom Air units up in the forefoot, an even different fly plate design, some very nice changes that made it just a little bit more shoe, a little bit more protective, a little bit more based for the marathon, but still some runners preferred the Vaporfly Next Percent because it was a little bit more simple, a little bit sleeker, still a little bit lighter, definitely a lot less shoe underfoot. So I think both shoes still fit in the Nike line. So now in 2021, Nike came back and delivered that Vaporfly Next Percent design that you've come to know and love, but just made some small tweaks to further enhance on-foot fit. When we take a look at the midsole, we still have the same Zoom X cushioning. It's gonna work with a carbon fiber plate. Down on the outsole, again, that same sticky traction, very sleek midfoot design with that extended heel. So really the only change we're gonna see in the Vaporfly 2 is going to come in the upper. In version 1, we saw the Vapor Weave design that was built to be as light as possible and to not retain water. Now with version 2, the shoe is gonna be even more breathable, even more supportive, and it's gonna continue to be very lightweight. It's just 0.2 ounces heavier than the original version, but I think that extra weight is going to be enhanced by the added support. Now, taking a look at the shoe, we're gonna have these overlays in the forefoot. It's gonna help deliver a little bit more dialed in fit and keep your foot nice, snug, and locked in, really gonna help you on those turns. Moving on into the midfoot, we're gonna have a fairly snug design. We're still gonna see those Alphafly laces up in the front. That's gonna offer a very natural on-foot fit. And then in the heel, there's just a slight counter. It's got a little bit of thickness, but overall, it's gonna continue to be ultra lightweight. Inside the heel, we're gonna have that same padding we saw in version 1, and it just offers a really nice heel fit. Overall, the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 is only gonna make small changes over its predecessor, but I think that's a good thing. People have come to know and love the Next Percent series for its responsiveness, its propulsiveness, and of course that cushioning that is good for the longer distances up to the marathon, but I think a lot of people even like it more for those shorter distances, even more so than the little bit more protective Alphafly. Now, if you're looking to get this shoe on your feet, it'll be available very shortly here at Running Warehouse.